All right, get your rain gear ready. You'll need it for my table talk today. At some point, probably in the year, we'll have some rainfall from a hurricane or a tropical storm, and that hurricane season officially on the calendar starts tomorrow. So let's talk about the 2024 hurricane outlook from the NOAA, which is the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. They're the ones who actually put this out. So let's talk about the averages. On average, we have about 14 named storms every year, 7 of those becoming hurricanes and 3 of those becoming major hurricanes, meaning category 3, 4, or 5. This year is expected to be an active year in the Atlantic with 17 to 25 named storms, 8 to 13 hurricanes, and 4 to 7 of those becoming those major hurricanes, category 3, 4, or 5. So the season, if you will, officially starts tomorrow on the calendar, June 1st. It usually peaks in the middle of September and then ends on November 30th. Now that's a little bit arbitrary. This is all by the calendar. As you know, we can have tropical storms that form before the season or even linger after the season. We'll just have to see how it plays out. The first 3 names up this year would be Alberto, Beryl, and Chris, followed by Debbie and Ernesto. So we'll be keeping an eye on things that are happening in the Atlantic, nothing that I think we should be concerned about now. And even though you see that outlook or that forecast and you say, man, it's going to be really, really busy, we could have 25 named storms and none of them ever touch us in North Carolina. I mean, we just do not know until they form, until they take that track. And it usually takes about 2 weeks. We have about 2 weeks of tracking time before they ever reach our coastline.
And if you'll watch too, I think eventually they're going to have to bring the averages up.
I think so.
Like what a normal hurricane year, because we're becoming more and more active over a long period of time, and you might see the average numbers tick up 1 storm or 2.
And this is the first year, I think, in about 6 that we actually haven't had something, subtropical or tropical before June 1st. So this kind of breaks the streak, but the water's already very warm.
I think it's important to continue the conversation with your family, to have a plan put in place and make sure that you have those preparedness kits. And even if we don't see one of these hurricanes here in our area, if you're going on vacation, when you're traveling out of the country, especially in some of those island areas, just plan accordingly for that time of year.
Very true.
I don't want to hurt the travel industry here or the tourism industry, but I will say if you think you're planning a trip to the Caribbean or planning a trip somewhere tropical in September, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I mean, there's just so many things that can go.
And if you wonder why you get really good cruise deals in September,
that's why.
That's it.
You don't want to have to run the risk of possibly having to reschedule and all that stuff.
No.